In the energy quadrant today, crude oil finished up about 0.5%, trading basically between 51.70 on the low side, 52.98 on the high side, getting back above 52 for the settlement. We are up 3.2% for the week in crude oil, but despite that 3.2% rally this week, the bears are still fully in control. We're down 3 of the last 4 weeks. 5 of the last 8 weeks. In the last 2 months, crude oil has fallen over 16%. The bulk of that came in May, that's true, but June currently hitting the midpoint of the month is still a negative month despite the Iranian tensions. And that Iran-US situation, the geopolitical clash between these two countries is increasing in the face of U.S. production. So what we're looking at now is a situation where geopolitics spiked crude oil briefly, maintained it for the week, but didn't really erase the negatives that we saw last week because of growing U.S. production and the specter of OPEC Plus not only extending the production cuts as we get into their meeting 2 weeks from now, but likely to increase those production cuts as they see crude oil continually to weaken, which, as I mentioned, the bears in control. The U.S. 4-week moving average for production increased this week from 12.2 million barrels a day to 12.3 million barrels a day. So that continues to offset much of what's happening with OPEC Plus and even to a certain degree the mild geopolitical clash that we have going on in the Gulf of Oman, which is not the Strait of Hormuz. It's close to it. If that were to move closer to the strait, you could see a little bit of a higher spike in crude oil, possibly even longer lasting. But this is Iran against its neighbors and the U.S. So even if they were to close the strait, it's not likely militarily that they could keep it closed for very long, as President Trump has actually said in an interview with Fox News today. And then lastly, the Brent WTI spread has been widening, again reflecting that Brent premium to WTI because the tension is with Brent crude oil. Middle Eastern crude oil is priced to the Brent contract. This hemisphere's crude oil priced to the WTI contract. The spread has actually increased about 6.9% in the last 3 days, going from the low $8 range to the mid $9 range. That seems like a short-term trend. If that continues, it's likely to pull WTI up. There's also some seasonal factors that could pull WTI up a little bit as well, but that oversupply, again, being the main factor keeping bears in control of crude oil.